Welcome to the video. This is Matt from Dream Hill Homes. We help people become vacant land owners. I'm excited today about this 10.2 acre property because this is kind of a mini project, contractor special, whatever you want to call it. But this is a unique property, not only because of the acreage, but because there is a small little structure on the property. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but in the top right here, there's a little cinder block area. What looks to be the starts of a hand-drilled well. So I don't know the story with this. Please don't ask me any questions on it. I haven't actually looked at it myself, but I wanted to at least show you there's some potential with this land. So what's cool about this land? Where is it? I'm going to get into all that, but if you like this property, just remember that the first step is to reserve it here with this big red button. I get that question a lot, so I just wanted to answer that right off the bat. If you like this land, if this is the one for you, please watch the rest of this video first before reaching out. But if you're impatient and you just say, Matt, I want this, great, reserve right here, this big red button, you can lock up the property and we'll get the paperwork started for you. We don't send sample paperwork. I'm sorry. Everything has to be custom for you. So we take our time and prepare all the paperwork, 18 pages, all the agreements and everything. So let's get into where it is. So if I go over to Google Maps, this is the property. You can see there's that little cinder block structure, kind of like a little mini dirt road kind of cutting in here. Now, the cool thing about this is this entire 10.2 acres is completely unaffected by this utility easement to the south. Maybe if you checked out some of the other properties, this is the APN ending in 3.8. It's the only one that has no effect from this easement. This easement's completely on the other property. So I'll show you what I mean. If I jump over to the county maps, you can see that that easement is to the south. It's on the other property, which is approximately where these orange lines are extending through. So these orange lines don't come anywhere near this property. So that's basically these orange lines extending through. So it's kind of like this diagonal line down here is where that utility easement is. Now the easement itself, you just can't build on it. You can walk over it, use it as a yard, whatever, but you can't build on it. That's the only restriction. And again, that's on a different property that we have for sale. This is for property ending in 3.8. The APN's ending in 3.8. The cool thing is you have road access or legal access on Altus Avenue and Raton, which is 40th Street West. So two sides access, full 10.2 acres. Plus, we don't know. Is this a well? Is it functional? Don't really know. But let's take a look at the well real quick because I at least want to show you what it looks like. There's some debris here, so keep that in mind. There is some cleanup. But if you look at the well a little bit closer, it looks like it's hand-drilled. Looks a bit old, but it's there. So there's something going on there. Don't know what it is exactly. But again, this is a contractor special. Some debris around, but, nothing major. And, beautiful views. You got the mountains to the north. Really cool views. So I'll just kind of scroll through some of these. You can kind of see windmills to the west. There's a old fence kind of in the distance here. And I don't know if this is near the property or next to the property. I don't know exactly where the fence is because I didn't go get a survey on this one. If you want to get a survey on the land, we do have a list of surveyors. You can just ask for that and we can send it to you. Zoning. This is zoned A1, limited agriculture. That means you can do all the normal stuff you generally be able to do, like building, manufactured home, tiny homes, things like that. As long as it's to code, you can do that. In addition, you can also do some light farming, limited agriculture in this area. If you have any questions on specific types of crops or trees or something like that, you want to talk to planning. If you have specific questions on, can my tiny home be blue and this weird shape, talk to planning. We're just here to kind of give you the basics on the land and point you in the right directions and keep you asking questions until you feel comfortable, hey, this is the land for me or it's not for me. We just want to give you as much information as we can, but you still have to do your own due diligence. You still have to ask questions. I get some questions about RVs. You can store an RV once a primary dwelling is established. You can also have an RV as part of the construction or building permit process. While you're building, you can have an RV on the site. So again, these are things that we got from planning. We're just showing it here. So talk to planning. If you need their phone number, if you need their email address, we're happy to share that with you. This is an off-grid property, so utilities are all off-grid, just like this entire neighborhood, well water, septic. However, the silver lining is that there are some power lines to the south. So I'll show you exactly where that is. If you look on Camelot Boulevard, there are power lines running along Camelot here. So it is potentially extendable. You can kind of see it in Google Maps here. There's a pole right here. Looks like it kind of stops over here and goes this way. But, there's some houses in the area. So all of these houses have some form of power. It looks to me like the power lines kind of extend in this way to these houses to the south. That's probably the closest bet if you wanted to extend power to your property here. So what else? I think that's it for this one. Just be careful if you're going to head out there. Make sure you have a truck or SUV. If you want to actually check it out, you can have us message you or text you the GPS coordinates. Again, this is raw land. There's no mailbox. There's no address yet. Like most raw land in the States, you have to get a house first before you get an address. If you want to actually go there yourself and check it out, you could click on Open Google Maps here, and it'll take you here. And then you can hit the directions button here, and it'll take you to the property. You can check it out. Send us a message. Make sure it's still available before you head out there and spend the time. Just let us know if you have any questions. Our number's in the top right here. Or, again, you can reserve it here with this reserve button. Text, email us, call us, whatever's easier for you. But this property is going to go quick. It is part of three other parcels that are a similar size. So we're listing it as a total 40 acres, roughly. This is part of that. So if you wanted to buy it individually as a 10 acre, we have it available. If you're interested in the adjacent property, check out the website for that information and that specific video, slightly different than this one. And if you wanted to check out the whole 40 acres, which is approximately 4 of these in this area, check out the other listing page. We have that listed at a discount because you're buying in bulk. It's more properties here. So that is listed at a discount. So if you wanted to get one individually, this is a price that's already decent in our opinion. Again, I think the last one sold for around 25, 23, but this one has the added benefit of access on 2 sides, plus maybe there's the start of a well or some potential in this structure here. Maybe you use the existing something. So again, we don't know what that is. That's for you to discover. Again, this is a contractor special. We don't know what this is. Please don't ask us questions. What kind of cinder block? Is that copper? We don't know. The answer is we don't know that. You have to go check it out yourself. Do your own homework, your own due diligence, and we're happy to provide any phone numbers or information that we can to help get you started. Again, my name's Matt from Dream Hill. Talk to you soon.